Cubs fans, we need to talk right now. Drop everything you're doing because what's happening at Wrigley isn't just another rough patch. It's a perfect storm that's got every single one of us questioning everything we thought we knew about this 2025 season. You've been watching the games, you've seen the empty at-bats, the frustrating groundouts, the rallies that die faster than Chicago winter hope. But what you don't know yet is how deep this rabbit hole goes. 3 separate bombshells dropped this week, and when you connect the dots, it paints a picture that'll either break your heart or light a fire under this team that burns all the way to October. We're talking about an offensive machine that's suddenly forgotten how to hit, a trade deadline gamble that's looking more like Russian roulette, and decisions being made in the front office that have some of us wondering if we're watching 2025 or reliving 2012. The numbers don't lie, Cubs fans, but they also don't tell the whole story. This team was supposed to be different. Kyle Tucker was supposed to be the missing piece. The approach was supposed to be revolutionary. The front office was supposed to be smarter. But sometimes baseball doesn't care about your plans, and right now it feels like the baseball gods are testing every ounce of faith we've got left in that Cubs jersey hanging in our closets. Hit that like button if you're feeling this pit in your stomach. Drop a comment if you're still believing, and subscribe because you're going to want to be here for every twist in this wild ride. This isn't just about statistics and trade deadlines. This is about the soul of our team and whether the decisions being made right now will haunt us all winter long. But here's where it gets really interesting, Cubs fans. The offensive struggles you've been watching aren't just bad luck. They're systematic, they're measurable, and they're absolutely terrifying when you see the data laid out like a crime scene investigation. Since July 20th, mark that date on your calendar because it's when everything changed. This Cubs offense has transformed from a buzzsaw into a butter knife. Michael Busch is hitting like he's swinging underwater with a 28 WRC+. Seiya Suzuki, our steady Japanese star, has plummeted to a 42 WRC+. Dansby Swanson is chasing pitches like a rookie in his first spring training, his chase rate ballooning 8% while his whiff rate exploded to levels that would make a little leaguer blush. This isn't a slump, Cubs fans. This is an epidemic. The Cubs went from being surgical with their approach, making contact at a rate only 4 other teams in baseball could match, to flailing around like they've never seen a breaking ball before. Their squared up contact rate, the thing that made this offense special all season, has vanished faster than bleacher seats on opening day, where they once traded bat speed for efficiency, creating the kind of smart, productive at-bats that drove pitchers crazy. They're now stuck in this no man's land where they're still swinging slow, but making contact that barely qualifies as threats. Carson Kelly is swinging at off-speed pitches like they owe him money, which happens to be exactly the pitch type he struggles with most. The approach that made this team second in runs scored, 581, and third in WOBA, 330, has completely deteriorated, and we're watching grown men look lost in situations they dominated just 3 weeks ago. But here's what's really eating at Cubs fans' souls. This isn't about talent. These guys didn't suddenly forget how to play baseball. Nico Hoerner is still creating efficient contact. Kyle Tucker, even in his struggles, is still generating quality swings. This is about approach, about discipline, about the mental side of the game that separates championship teams from pretenders. The cruel irony? All of this is fixable. Every single problem plaguing these hitters can be corrected with proper adjustments and renewed focus. But that requires multiple players to fix their approaches simultaneously, like a synchronized swimming routine performed with baseball bats. And while we're all hoping that happens, there's something else brewing that makes this timing absolutely devastating. Because while our offense is busy forgetting how to hit, our front office just admitted they rolled the dice on our pitching staff and came up snake eyes. Jed Hoyer, the man we trust to build championship rosters, looked into the cameras this week and essentially said, "Yeah, we knew this was risky. And yeah, it's blowing up in our faces." Mike Soroka. Remember that name, Cubs fans, because it might haunt us all winter. Here's a pitcher who missed all of 2021 and 2022 due to injuries, who's made just 49 appearances over 2.5 seasons, and whose velocity was dropping like a stone before the trade deadline. The Cubs knew all of this. They ran MRIs, they had meetings, they discussed the red flags extensively, according to Hoyer himself, and they traded for him anyway. Now Soroka's on the IL with shoulder discomfort after exactly 1 start in a Cubs uniform, and Hoyer's out here saying it's not looking like a good bet, with the kind of resignation that makes you wonder if he's already mentally preparing for his next job interview. The man literally said it's all on him if this doesn't work out, which is the kind of statement that either shows incredible accountability or a guy who knows he's about to become the scapegoat for a season that's spiraling. This isn't just about one failed trade, Cubs fans. This is about philosophy, about whether this front office has the killer instinct to push all their chips to the center of the table when they got a legitimate shot at a pennant. We're 65-47. We're in the hunt. Kyle Tucker is probably gone after this season, making 2025 our window, our moment, our chance to make this rental year count. Instead of trading top prospects for a proven ace, we bargain shopped for damaged goods and crossed our fingers. Instead of matching the aggression of teams like the Dodgers and Yankees, we played it safe and hoped for the best. And now, while our offense is struggling to score 3 runs a game and our rotation has a new hole in it, we're left wondering what could have been if we'd shown the courage our championship dreams deserved. The worst part? This could have Cubs fans asking what if all winter long, watching other teams celebrate with the arms we could have acquired if we'd just been willing to pay the price. But there's one more twist in this story that makes everything even more complicated. Because buried in all this chaos is a truth that should terrify every Cubs fan. We're not just dealing with separate problems that happen to occur at the same time. We're looking at a perfect storm that threatens to derail what should have been our year. Think about the timing, Cubs fans. Just as our offense forgets how to manufacture runs, our pitching staff gets weaker due to a calculated gamble that backfired spectacularly. Just as Kyle Tucker's future in Chicago becomes more uncertain by the day, we're watching opportunities slip through our fingers like ground balls through Dansby Swanson's legs. The brutal mathematics of baseball don't care about our feelings. They don't care that we've waited over a century between championships, or that 2016 was supposed to be the beginning of a dynasty instead of a once-in-a-lifetime miracle. They only care about wins and losses, about capitalizing on windows of opportunity, about making the tough decisions when championship moments present themselves. Jed Hoyer admitting this trade was a bad bet isn't just disappointing. It's a glimpse into a front office mindset that might not match the urgency this moment demands. While other teams are mortgaging their futures for impact players, we're shopping in the clearance section and hoping injured pitchers will suddenly rediscover their health and effectiveness. The offensive struggles are fixable. Yes, Michael Busch can rediscover his plate discipline. Seiya Suzuki can stop being overly patient. Dansby Swanson can remember what the strike zone looks like. But time isn't on our side. Every game with this broken approach is another game closer to October, another opportunity lost, another step toward watching this season slip away, despite having all the pieces to be special. Cubs fans, we're at a crossroads. Do we have faith that this team can simultaneously fix multiple approach problems while overcoming front office miscalculations? Do we believe that the same organization that gambled on damaged goods has the wisdom to guide us through the storm they helped create? Hit that like button if you're still believing in this team's championship potential. Drop a comment telling us how you think they turn this around. And subscribe because this story isn't over, not by a long shot. Whether this becomes the cautionary tale of a wasted opportunity or the comeback story that defines a championship season depends on what happens next at Wrigley Field. Cubs fans, after everything we've been